Paul Dioen here for Law School Success, frequently asked questions and questions you should ask. We're making this series of videos for a simple purpose to give you a solid foundation of what you need to do in law school to become successful. We will save you time, money, and effort, and we always promise to be completely truthful with you in everything that we convey to you and the information and secrets that we talk about. Law school can be difficult, law school can be hard, or law school can be very easy. Don't make it hard on yourself. You're in the right place to become a law school success. Let's get started. Frequently asked question number 9. When should I prepare for my law school exams? The obvious answer is the first day of class, but we're going to go over that in detail. We're going to talk about exam writing materials, when to begin writing your first exams, and once you begin to learn the skill of exam writing, the skill that we're talking about here is exam writing, it's all about the idiomatic law. The better you know the idiomatic law, the better off you be. Obviously, you should prepare for your exams from the first day of class. This is the MAD method. You have to start memorizing. You have to gather your exam writing definitions. You have to learn about the law a little bit before you brief your first case. It's all about internalization, memorization, application in class, and then actually the dissertation of the law. So prior planning prevents poor performance, perhaps. Trying to get this stuff in a live lecture 3, 4 weeks before the exam ain't going to do you that much good compared to somebody who's been doing this since August or September. And also, you sit there and you need to spend some time learning these skills. You cannot learn these skills 2 weeks before the first exam. You cannot learn these skills by doing 1 or 2 practice exams and thinking you got it down pat. It doesn't happen that way, period. Exam writing materials. You need to gather exam writing materials. You can buy some. We have some in our exam writing 1 through 4 stuff. Or if you're smart, I'll tell you a little secret. You can go to the most likely all the profs have all their exams deposited at the local law library. Go into the law library. One of the first things you should do, even before you take the class, is get the prof's name. Go in, ask the librarian if they have old exams for the prof, and gather those exams. If they have 4, 5, or 6 years worth of exams, get every one of them. If they have model answers, which I'm sure they don't, because remember, profs don't write model answers because they're scared to. Then the thing that you need to do is gather up all that material so you know how you're going to be tested. Okay, so you can focus right in on the prof's proclivity. Many profs who've been doing this for a while, they repeat things very regularly, even though they themselves don't realize it. So getting all the prior exams for the profs are very important. Or getting practice exams from commercial products are just as important as well. When do you begin writing your first exams? You begin writing your first exams. This is the dissertate part of the MAD. The minute you cover a quantum of law. If the definition for offer is a manifestation of contractual intent communicated to identified offerees with definite and certain terms, and then you have all the other stuff like the rocker, rejection, operational law, counteroffer, conditional offer, expiration, revocation, both direct and indirect, unilateral offer, bilateral offer, merchants, firm offers, and option contracts. You see all the stuff you need to memorize about offer? There's 27 things. Okay? Now, once you've begun memorizing that and you've been applying it in class, one day you're going to go into class and guess what they're not going to be talking about anymore? They're not going to be talking about offer. They're going to be talking about acceptance or maybe consideration or something else. What do? That's when you immediately start writing your first exams. You actually can write exams about offer. You can analyze fact patterns for offer. So the ultimate goal is to internalize, and one of the ways you do that is you start organizing your thought processes on the entire thing. And you use that definition and you ask the questions and you answer them. So you do in contracts or torts or criminal law or civ pro or real property, whatever, you want to do short form Q&A. Remember, in other lectures, we said to you that these Q&A are 80% as effective in learning the law as in briefing cases. So you look for banks of Q&A that you can get your hands on, and you do those. You need to do 30 or more actual full level practice exams. Okay. Generally, we recommend that for each course. A lot of students don't have the time, so at least 10 to 15 practice exams, and not the partial ones, not the ones just on offer. Okay. So you've got this trend, or this round robin that you do. You begin to start memorizing something, you start learning how to apply it, but the minute it's finished in class, then you start the dissertation. Now, you don't stop memorizing and applying that law on offer just because the class is talking about acceptance. You begin adding the things for acceptance to the memorize and apply part of your equation, but you still do the MAD method for offer, and you keep going over that over and over and over again. Okay, you constantly review everything, you just adding new things to the equation. And then when you go from acceptance to consideration, well, now you can write exams about what? You can write exams about offer and acceptance in contract law. See how that works? So it's all part of a process. It's tedious, it's boring, and it's boring and tedious because most people don't like to memorize stuff. But guess what? This is the bed you made for yourself, and now you got to sleep in it. Okay, you got to do this. And if you don't do it, you're either making your life twice as miserable or twice as hard as it has to be. Now, once you do this, once you begin to learn the skill, and the skill is exam writing, you'll realize right away it's all about idiomatic law. It's all about really understanding the answers to the idiomatic questions that gets you where you want to be. So once you begin to internalize this stuff, some amazing things happen, and we'll talk about this in the next lecture. But you actually become superior at doing this. You become superior at analyzing fact patterns. And you got to remember, profs are lazy. You got to use this to your advantage. They're not going to write or grade from model answers. So consequently, all you have to do is write an answer that's better than most of the people in your class. That's not hard to do if you've been preparing for your exams from day one. Don't get arrogant about it. Don't get cocky, okay? But you'll be in a lot better position than the people that are trying to play catch up 2 weeks before the exam. If you've done your 500 Q&A or your 30 or more practice exams, and you've actually been memorizing this stuff, and you can do this stuff, and you snap your fingers and it just all comes out, it's easy to do this, and it's very simple to become a master of this process. Okay, and the easiest time to do it is in the first semester of law school. So prior planning prevents poor performance, perhaps. So again, to recap, first day of class, that's when you start studying for your exams. You go and gather some exam writing materials, okay, either from commercial products, or you can get them from the library on all your profs. You can get them from other profs too, okay? And when do you begin writing your first exams? When you're finished with a quantum of law. In other words, the law in an exam writing definition, you're done with it. Guess what? Now you can write exams. But you don't stop your memorization and application of that stuff. You can still do Q&A. You can still keep memorizing that. And you add the new material that you're covering to the old stuff to help reinforce everything, because your ability to memorize gets better and better and better each time as you go through things and as you add extra stuff. 30 or more practice exams, and remember, profs are lazy. Use that to your advantage. They don't grade from model answers, so consequently, even if you're discussing law that was never gone over in class, as long as it's present in the fact pattern, you're going to get a better grade than the other people that are sitting in your classroom. Paul D. Owen, Law School Success, frequently asked questions and questions you should ask. Thanks for listening to the lecture. Hope we conveyed some valuable information to you to save you time, money, and effort. Go to the site at www.bsmsphd.com. You can get all the rest of the lectures for free by just subscribing, and we even have some free offers for you for if you're a 1L law student. So go to the site at www.bsmsphd.com, sign up, get the rest of your lectures for free and some free product. Paul D. Owen, Law School Success. You've come to the right place.